It's 25th of August today. Three news stories. A senior officer of Ethiopian National Defense Force says that Gashena is under ENDF control. Just a few hours ago, some TPLF allied news sources claimed that Gashena had been retaken by Tigray Defense Force. Secondly, BBC Amharic and DW Amharic today claimed in two articles that innocent Amhara civilians have been attacked in East Wellega zone of Oromia region. According to BBC Amharic and DW Amharic, locals are accusing Oromo Liberation Army of having carried out this attack. Dozens have been killed in this attack. Thirdly, we have an update from Birhale, Wellega of Afar region, where Tigray Defense Force launched an offensive 5 days ago. According to Eritrean Afar National Congress, Eritrea has deployed 3 brigades in Birhale, Wellega. These Eritrean soldiers are disguised as Afar regional forces and they are fighting on this front in Birhale, Wellega. Let's have a look at the first news story. A few hours ago, TPLF allied news sources claimed that Gashena, a strategic place, had come under TDF control. TDF fighters shared pictures from Gashena as well, but Ethiopian National Defense Forces have rejected this claim of TPLF allied news sources. Just a short while ago, a senior ENDF officer appeared on Fana television. Brigadier General Alimu appeared on Fana TV. He says that Ethiopian National Defense Force is in control of Gashena. 4 days ago, ENDF took control of Gashena, and it's all propaganda that Gashena has come under the control of TPLF fighters. Watch what Brigadier General Alimu said on Fana TV.
ሁኔታ እንግዲህ እንደምታዩት ነው። አሁን ውጊያው በዚህ ግንባር እየተካሄደ ያለው ሁለት ኮሮች ነው ያካሄዱት ያለ። እነዚህ ሁለት ኮሮች 110ኛ እና 112ኛ ኮሮች ነው ያካሄዱት ያለ። እንግዲህ ወደ ሳምንቱን ያስቆጠረ ነው። ይሄንተን በቀጥታ ከወልዳያና ዙሪያ ተነስተን ነው ማጥቃቱን የሰነዘር ነው። ዋናው የተሰጠን እንግዲህ ሁለቱ ኮሮች ጋሸናን ከተማ መቆጣጠር ነው እና እንግዲህ እነዚህ ኮሮች በመደጋገፍ ይሄን ቦታ ከ4 ቀን በፊት በቁጥጥር ስር አውለናዋል። እንግዲህ ከዚህ የምታዩት አሁንም ያላለቁ ስራዎች አሉን። በዋነኛነት ውጊያው እስካሁን እንግዲህ እኛ በፈለግነው መንገድ ነው እየሄደ ያለው እና ጥሩ ድልም እየተገኘው ነው ያለው። ያው ያያችሁት ነው እና ሰራዊቱም እንግዲህ ህዝብና ያው እንግዲህ ጥላት ነው ያመሰግነናን ብለን አንጠብቅም። ማለት የሚገባውን ነው እያለ ያለው ከሱ የሚጠበቅ ነገር ነው እያለ ያለው። እንደዛ ከሆነ እንግዲህ ከለለን ጋሸና የማን ነው የሚለውን ነገር የሚያግባባ ይመስለኛል ባጭሩ። ሌሎች ቦታዎችም አሉ ስለዚህ አካባቢ ያነሳን ስለሆነ እንጂ በተለያዩ ግንባሮች የተለያዩ ድሎች አሉ። ምናልባት እየሰማች ከሆነ በወልዳያ ግንባር ያለው አሁን በታች ግንባሮች አሉት በጥሩ ሁኔታ እየሄደናል ባለኝ መረጃና ኢንፎርሜሽን እና ይሄ የሚያወናብድበት ዘዴ ነው እንደ አንድ እንትን ይሄ ለኛ አዲስ ለኢትዮጵያ ህዝብም አዲስ ነው ብዬ አላስብም። ስለዚህ ማንኛውም ሰው የፕሮፓጋንዳ ስራ እንደሆነ ታሳቢ መደረግ አለበት ብዬ አስባለሁ። የኛ ወታደርና እነሱ በፍጹም በምንም ነገር የሚገናኛ አንደኛኛ መንግስት ነን፣ ብዙ አቅም አለን፣ ብዙ ህዝብ አለን፣ ብዙ ማተሪያል አለን። መንግስት ነን። ይሄ ደግሞ አንድ ተራ አካባቢ ቡድን ነው። ከመንግስት ጋር የምታወዳድረው ነገር አይደለም። አንዳንድ አጋጣሚዎችን የመንግስትን የተናጠል የተኩስ ስምምነት ተከትሎ በነበረው ሁኔታ አንዳንድ ሁኔታዎች ሾልኮ ገብቷል። ስለዚህ ከዚህ ያለፈ ሌላ አቅም ያለው እንትን አይደለም። እሱኑ ነው ለማስተካከል ስራ እየተሰራ ያለው እና አቅሙ እንግዲህ ያያችሁት ነው። አቅም ቢኖረው በርካታ ቦታ ነው አሁን ለቆ ያለው ሳይወድ በግድ በርካታ ጉዳትም ደርሶበታል በንብረትም በሰው ኃይልም አሁን የሞት ሽረቱን ነው። አሁን ለመውጣት የሚያደርገው ጥረት ነው። የተለያዩ ቦታዎች ተዘግተዋል።
So both Ethiopian National Defense Force and Tigray Defense Force are making conflicting claims about Gashena. We did see a video a few days ago, 4 days ago, from Gashena. The video was shared by Ethiopian National Defense Force from Gashena. Then today we saw pictures of TDF fighters from Gashena. Who is in control of Gashena now? It remains to be seen, because now we have conflicting claims about Gashena. Maybe in coming hours we'll be able to say for sure who is in exclusive control of this strategic place, Gashena. Secondly, viewers, a very important news story about attack on civilians, viewers. I have been covering OLA's advance on western and southern fronts in Oromia. Now, today BBC Amharic Service and DW Amharic Service both shared news stories from East Wellega. East Wellega is in western Oromia, where OLA is making gains. According to the two news sources, on the 12th of August, an attack was carried out on innocent civilians, mostly Amhara civilians, in Kiramo town, which is in Kiramo Voreda, which is in East Wellega zone of Oromia region. In that attack, dozens of innocent Amhara civilians have been killed. More than 8,000 have fled this area, this region, East Wellega. DW Amharic, BBC Amharic both say that according to locals, the attack was carried out by Oromo Liberation Army. BBC Amharic says that it contacted Alima Yehu Tasfa, who is administrator of East Wellega zone, and he is also accusing OLA that the attack was carried out by OLA. He says that on the 11th of August, Oromia regional forces withdrew from East Wellega. After that, the following day, OLA attacked civilians, and in which scores of civilians, innocent Amhara civilians, have been killed. Oromo Liberation Army denies any attacks on civilians, but in this part of Oromia, in western Oromia, we have seen incidents in the past in Horogodoro, in East and West Wellega, and locals have been accusing OLA of carrying out attacks on civilians. OLA denies all these attacks. Now, it's third news story, very important news story from Birhale. Birhale is in zone 2 of Afar region. The last 5 days I have been updating you regularly from Birhale. 5 days ago, reportedly Tigray Defense Force launched an offensive on Birhale. Since then, fighting has been underway between Tigray fighters and Afar fighters on this front. But TDF did not advance much on this front. So we have been discussing that what is the purpose of this TDF's offensive in Birhale, because there is no presence of ENDF on this front. And in a previous video, I informed you that there was likelihood of Eritrean forces becoming part of this war, because this road, Makele Birhale main road, it travels towards Eritrea border. Now today, an organization called Eritrean Afar National Council issued a statement. The statement is being shared by TPLF allied news sources. This organization is claiming that Eritrean forces have entered Birhale Voreda of Afar region, where fighting is underway between Tigray Defense Force and Eritrean soldiers who are disguised as Afar soldiers. This organization says that 3 brigades of Eritrean army entered Afar through Bada, Adamrog border, and they have reached Berhale Wareda. Most of these Eritrean soldiers are ethnic Afars. There is presence of Afars in Eritrea as well. And there are Afars in Eritrean military too. This organization says that the Eritrean soldiers who have been deployed to Berhale Wareda are ethnic Afars. These ethnic Afar Eritrean soldiers have been deployed to Berhale Wareda so that they can be disguised as Afar soldiers, members of Afar regional forces. And here fighting is underway between Eritrean forces and Tigray Defense Forces. So Eritrean soldiers have once again entered Afar region, they have entered Ethiopia on this front. This body further says that there is presence of more than 100,000 Afars who fled Eritrea, and they are in Afar region. 55,000 refugees from Eritrea are Afars who are in Afar region. This organization says that these Afars are in danger because they fled Eritrea. Now Eritrean Afar soldiers have entered Berhale Wareda. We have been talking about likely involvement of Eritrean forces on this front. Because TDF, if it captured Berhale, it can move towards Eritrea border. So there was this likelihood. We discussed that in previous videos, that Eritrean forces could be part of the ongoing fighting in Berhale Wareda. We don't have any visual confirmation, but the circumstantial evidence is there that Eritrea won't just wait for Tigray Defense Force to come close to its border. If TDF has launched a full-scale offensive on Berhale, definitely Eritrean forces will enter Afar. They'll take on Tigray Defense Force in Berhale. They wouldn't sit and let Tigray Defense Force reach Eritrea Afar border areas. I think, Fauji.